Welcome to my YouTube channel. If you enjoy these videos, please click like and click the little bell if you want to be notified of future videos. Well, I would like you to meet Don Julian Santana, a native of the boroughs of Mexico City. Don Julian left his wife and family sometime in the mid-20th century to sequester himself on an island on Texuelo Lake. His reasons for doing so are hazy at best, but it soon became clear that Santana Barrera was not necessarily of sound mind. Not long after relocating, he made a chilling discovery on the shores of his island. The body of a young girl drowned in a lake, and a doll came floating down the canal shortly afterward, changing the course of Santana's life forever, and that of the island for years. Alone on the island, Barrera took the doll and hung it from a tree in order to appease the spirit of the deceased girl. But at least in the eyes of the man who now considered himself the island's caretaker, the one doll was not enough. For the next 50 years, Santana Barrera would scrounge dolls from the trash and from the canals and hang them from the island's many trees. Some he'd hang whole, and others in various states of disrepair, headless, torso-less, and taken apart in other ways. They were hung off the side of buildings and creating little scenes. But the biggest question on everyone's mind was the reality of the little girl who died, and many people, including Don Julian's own family, didn't believe that he ever found the girl, although whether they believe he made it up or imagined the experience, somehow weird things were happening on the island. What is clear is whether that girl existed or not, Don Julian devoted the rest of his life to her, and perhaps the creepiest of all, even the end of his life had clear ties to the story of the drowned child. In 2001, Don Julian passed away, and his body was discovered, you guessed it, drowned in the canal, in the exact place he always said he saw the little girl. In response, the tourists began flocking the island. They couldn't get enough of this mysterious place with all of these dolls. They wanted to experience what this man must have been going through. There are many fairies who stop to see this. There are many people who visit this island and paranormal activities happen. Their power goes off on their cameras and cell phones. Lights blink. Some of them, they feel like the dolls whisper stories to them. So I decided that this would be a really good place to have the tarot cards come in and see what they have to say. In the past years, tourists have also added to the doll collection, making it literally thousands of dolls. They're everywhere. Similar islands have now popped up trying to duplicate or replicate the island of this original island where Mr. Santana was. And so I want to show you or introduce to you Matilda. And I asked Matilda what she thought of these dolls being haunted. And Matilda is a gypsy witch, I think. I don't know. Maybe she's not a witch. She could just be a gypsy. She holds a deck of tarot cards, and if you could see the top of them, there's a skull on top. I ordered her online, and she's quite mystical. I was amazed at her eyes, but when the people came to visit her, they were creeped out. So I told my sister, who's an artist, can you paint her eyes? And I want you to notice her eyes because we tried to paint heavy so that the glow would not come through. Matilda would have none of it. And here's the video asking Matilda about the dolls.
Many of the children clutched their dolls as they lay dying, and their spirits, troubled as they are, attached to the doll. Many times you stare into the eyes and you can see the spirit peering back. Creepy.
This is a doll that I purchased at Menards. Just at Menards. Yeah, they have dolls there, believe it or not. And this doll has some sound effects, and so I'm going to play you what this doll sounds like. This is at Menards. Yeah, that's right, the Carpenter Place store. Who would have thought they would have had Halloween dolls like this? Here it is, the Menards doll. So the first thing that people are going to want to know is, are all dolls haunted, or what is going on with the dolls on the island? And so we're going to get back to this doll. But first of all, we're going to look at the dolls on the island. And we're going to ask the cards if the dolls on the island are haunted or possessed by spirits because of all the paranormal activity that goes on there. So I'm going to ask, the island of the dolls near Mexico City, are the dolls on that island possessed by spirits? Here we go. How interesting is this? We get the Ten of Wands. Oh my God. Oh, she's tied up. She's tied up and she's angry about it. Look at all the fire around her. She's tied up and she's angry about it. Ew. That one looks peaceful. Not peaceful. Well, that's interesting, because I was also going to ask if the story about him finding the body of that young woman or young girl was actually true. But my God, there's a fiery, look at the eyes. There is a fiery spirit. And this is the Wands card, and that's the card of spirit. So here I pulled a card of spirit asking if the dolls are possessed, and I get a woman that's tied up. Tied up in, those are like bamboo poles, and that could represent literally the dolls tied up to wood. This is going to be an interesting read. You guys better sit down. So are any of the spirits in the doll? Well, actually, I'm going to go to my go-to deck. Is it true that Don Julian Santana found a deceased young girl or woman's body in the channel where he died? Was that true? Did he really find a body there, or was he just making up a story and then he happened to accidentally die there? All right, we get here we go, Wands. That's a challenge card. Okay, so someone was fighting energy, kind of. Oh, he wasn't of a sound mind. All right, so I think they kind of knew that because he abandoned his family. So see so when you read the cards, you have to kind of look at the art. we've got a big head on here, and then we've got not balanced. But we also have turbulent water here. Turbulent water. So we're still not done yet. They're just telling us that he wasn't really right in his mind. And then the child shows up. Oh, God. That's what I was wondering about. Because when you're not balanced, they could have thought, well, he just made that up. But folks, that's the child. That's the child. Okay, so some of the story was made up. Here's being sneaky and lies. So he embellished on the story somehow. So he might have come across a child, but this sneakiness means that there was not, this is the lying card. So part of this, especially with the Page of Swords, there could have been something going on with a child there, but a big part of the story was a lie, because Page of Swords with the Seven of Swords is the lie. We got another page card. I'll just let those fall. So we've got a couple of children's cards there, and then we've got the Justice, and she's the legal. She's the wants things to be fair. Things need to be fair. She comes in to say, you better tell the truth, type of thing. Now that does indicate that could be somebody passed away. This could be somebody passed away, because the head on the pillow could be the casket. So I think some of the story is made up and some of it is true. God dang. What are the chances of this? A tied up woman on the Eight of Swords and a tied up woman coming together. Oh my God. You don't think that? I hate to go here. I don't know if I should go here, guys. You think it's possible that a woman could have been tied up there? Come on. There's a woman restricted. She can't go anywhere. And she's in water, placed in water. Oh my God. Now, I'm not saying that Julian Santana did something, but maybe this young woman didn't drown. Maybe she was restrained. Look at this. Restrained and put in water so she couldn't swim. Restrained. And maybe this is a case of murder. But I'm not saying he did it. This is allegedly and for entertainment purposes only. I just happen to say, holy crap, I just happened to leave this deck out. And this looks, she's not blindfolded here, but this looks very strange. 2 different decks, 2 different cards portraying the same thing, a woman tied up. So, where are we going to go from here? So somebody from spirit is coming in and inhabiting a physical object. Because this was going to be my next question is, are these dolls or some of these dolls inhabited by spirits? Well, here's the spirit, somebody who passed away, inhabiting a physical object. That is interesting. Okay, so we're going to continue because this is very interesting that there are some angry spirits in these dolls. Now, are all of the dolls inhabited by spirits? Or just a few of them? Ooh. Oh, they chopped up the dolls. And they did. Like they dismantled. Like this guy dismantled some of the dolls. So there's heads, there's bodies. They're dismembered. So that's interesting. Okay. So that's okay. This also could indicate somebody getting sliced, which it actually goes this way. Let's keep going because this is getting interesting. Oh, wow. So here we have her tied up. And then here we've got the Three of Wands where she's released herself, but she's underground. Or she's already, this is like an underground structure. So she's underground. I feel like she went to spirit and she ran out of her body free. So now she's not tied up. We've got her tied up, the end of her, and now she's free in the spirit world. Is she haunting at least one of the dolls, this woman? Is she haunting at least one of the dolls? Holy crap. This is like a chess game to her. And she's angry. And there's the black wings. And she's making very calculated moves. And this is the King of Wands. I mean, it looks revengeful, right? Like she wants revenge. Look at the swords hanging in the back. I would say that there's numerous spirits here because we've got the game of chess. Apologize for my camera. Sometimes I've got my hand in there and it has trouble focusing. Calculated game. Calculated moves. What are these doll spirits up to? What are these entities that are in the dolls? What do they want? What are they up to? Look at here. On top of this card would go this card. This hand is all tied up in leaves. Look at this. This would have been on. Now, you guys, mildly surprised here, but we had two different decks with the same woman, kind of like a woman tied up. Now, I've pulled two hands. What is it about the hand? One's got trees growing around it. I wonder if there is a body on the island. What do you think about that? Could there be a body on the island? Is somebody trying to communicate with us? Because this looks like there's trees growing over the hand now. You know, something was done and now there's trees growing in the, this is getting a little weird. Do you think that, oh man. There's Five of Pentacles is the suffering card. There's a lot of suffering that went on that island. I'm sorry, folks. There's a lot of suffering on that island. I wonder if some of the dolls he collected weren't already inhabited by spirits. And here we've got the Knight of Pentacles. And he's releasing an owl. Oh, yeah. And look at the fence there. Doesn't the fence look a lot like the fence? I mean, they're everywhere. And the Knight of Pentacles is like, people are focused on them. People are very focused on them. So here we have another hand. Wish they would go to spirit. It's like there's a lot of spirit activity here, especially even at night. There's a lot of spirit activity. So let's do this. Can we communicate to any of the dolls that aren't demons? We should first ask, are there any demons in any of the dolls? Because I don't work with demons. Are there any demons on the island or in any of the dolls? Demons. And the demons are really evil and your chances of coming across them. No. This is the Ten of Cups. Those no. But there are a lot of spirits. There are a lot of spirits from children and people crossed over the Rainbow Bridge. Okay, but this is not the demon card. I'm okay. I'm okay now. So I would like to talk to some of the dolls there. I'm going to use a different deck. I'm going to use Anna Kay. That was Haunted House Tarot. This is Anna Kay. All right, Spirit of the Dolls on the island. I don't know if we should pick one out of this picture. Let's just go here and grab one. Oh, gosh, I didn't even know what picture doll number 5 was. All right, we'll talk to this doll. Looks a little bit sad there, sleeping. I don't know. It's so that doll that was hanging on the tree, does that doll have a spirit inside of it that would want to communicate with us? The doll hanging on the tree with the blue that I just showed. Is that doll in there? Oh, that was a child that loved to play and juggled. Maybe they were like a performer. Like maybe their parents belonged to something where they performed. But this is definitely a child that maybe like circus or performer, but I don't know if these were fun things or bonds that they had to do this, like they had to perform or whatever, and then for an audience. So that doll is inhabited by some spirit of like a circus performer. You know, people don't like clowns either. And here we have like a circus type of feeling. Oh my God, that even, you know, this kind of is the color of that blue. I know my lighting here isn't showing the true colors, but that even looks like kind of the blue. Look at that blue there, okay? And then I'm going to go back to doll number 5. Is that weird or what? I mean, the cards are being very reflective. And that doll has like a hidden message. Like there's a hidden message, something in the scroll. And they don't want everybody to see it, but the people that reach out to that doll, it communicates. Oh, it's very alone. It's very alone. Well, of course, it's on an island. This is like the hermit in a cave. Well, an island and a cave, that's places you go to when you want to be alone, right? Island or cave. So that doll's very... Oh, maybe it's because that doll is hung up by itself and not around other dolls. Yeah, it is. Oh, I'm so sorry about that. You're hung up by yourself. And it shows the rushing water and the canals. Oh my God, there are canals. I think this spirit of this doll wants to go to the light. Is there any way we can help the spirit in that doll go to the light? How can they be trapped in there? Don't they know how to go to the light? They want to join their family in the spirit world. How do we do that? How do we send the spirit in that doll to the light? How do we do that? Oh, that's a drum. Or pounding on that cup, which is like a drum. Wow. That's interesting. So maybe we can pound. I don't have anything to pound with. Maybe I do. I'll pound. Spirit of the blue doll, go into the light. That even work? Because that wasn't really a drum, and I have a feeling that it's the echoing of the drum that's going to help. But I did what I could. Oh my. Wow, there's a lot of dolls that are suffering there. Look at the tree in the back. A lot of suffering. Spirits in the dolls. Oh, wait a minute, though. Wait a minute. Going to the light. Oh, this is why I do the tarot, folks. This is why I do the tarot. Because it's showing a dark figure going to the light. Folks, it doesn't get any better than that. We sent that doll to the light, and immediately they were reunited with a family. Whether you want to believe it or not, this is for entertainment purposes only anyway. So, all right. Now, let's ask about some of the spirits that are inhabiting some of the other dolls there. What are the spirits like that are inhabiting some of the other dolls there? Oh, my goodness. So there's all kinds of dolls, evidently. There's all kinds of different types of dolls there. They don't look very super happy. They're just kind of like suspended there. Oh my goodness. Well, that's too bad. Is this place like mega haunted? Like, is this place just like mega haunted with all the spirits in these dolls? It makes me wonder, because the land was also ancient Aztec and they did rituals and sacrifices on the land. Well, there you have it. King of Swords. During the stone type ages, look at this. I was just talking about the Aztecs. You can't even make this shit up on a good day. And here come the Aztecs in the Stone Age, or in the early ancient time, Stone Age. And look at this type of clock or type of telling time. What the society, what is that, the Mayans? But anyway, the Aztecs were in that area. And here's sacrifice on a frickin' stone, you guys. See the weapon? And a stone. That literally is, and these cards are literally answering my questions. literally before I even ask them, which is kind of strange. So, are there energies, are there spirits there from the sacrifices from the Aztec tribes? Are those spirits? Because maybe people get confused with the spirits that are in the land from there. And, oh yeah, and look at, he's looking at the land. He's like, look at the land. He's down on his hands and knees. Look at the land. There's coins and money. So he's literally got his hands touching the land, you guys. So this is also the land. And I think that there's probably a lot of bodies there from the Aztec times. And the sacrifice, that might have been what all the hands were. This is fascinating. This is fascinating. What do people need to know about the island if they go to visit this island? What do people need to know if they go to visit this island? The King of Cups. And look at the Stone Age. See the big stones? It's almost feeling like there's a lot of ancient spirits there. There's a lot of ancient spirits there. Wow, that is very interesting. But I want to ask Santa Muerta Tarot if the spirits enter the dolls because of their free will. Do the spirits enter the dolls at their own free will? Do they have free will, or are they somehow sucked into the doll? So they transform into spirit, because this is the card. This is the card about the butterfly transforming into spirit. Caterpillars turn into butterflies, and then when people pass, the spirit is free. Now, there's a house back there. But the butterfly's not going there. So it almost makes me feel like the spirits do have free will not to go into the doll. This is the world. So look at the skulls in the back. Oh, there's a woman skeleton sitting on the world. God, that reminds me a lot of a doll, doesn't it? Staring back. The doll staring back. So for some reason, they like to inhabit dolls. Why dolls? Why dolls? Why do spirits want to inhabit a doll? The devil. And that would be like negative energies. So that's interesting, because a lot of dolls are haunted, and the devil would be, negative spirits are drawn to that particular medium. I don't know what to call that particular thing. The negative spirits are really drawn with the devil to being in those dolls. Oh my gosh, this is creepy. So what if you get a doll? You know, like I got this doll at Menards. All right, this is the doll that was on the, it's kind of cute, but not really, with the black eyes. It's got dirty, like black on its feet and black on its hands, So like, what if I wanted to know if this doll was inhabited by a negative spirit, right? So I wouldn't want to use like the Haunted House Tarot, because those are all scary cards. So I'm going to use Robin Wood, and I'm going to say, is this doll inhabited by a negative spirit? Here it comes. It's right here. Oh my God. Death. We get the death card. Well, there's some kind of spirit in it, that's for sure. Look at that. All right, put that in your little hand. Oh, she threw it out. She literally tossed the card onto my counter. Whatever. She probably didn't like it on her face. So these are spirits that have challenges. And this is kind of like an aggressive. It's kind of like a stubborn, aggressive. And this is wand, so this is spirit. It's kind of like a So, what if I wanted to get that spirit out? What if I didn't want an aggressive spirit in my doll? Is there a way to get the spirit out of the doll? Is there a way to get the spirit out of the doll? I wonder if this is why people have... there's a child. Childlike dolls. Children love dolls. You know, there's a 4,000-year-old stone head on it somewhere on an island out, that's an Italian island. I think it's called Pantelleria. That's allegedly the oldest doll ever. But pediophobia is a fear of dolls. And I think maybe a lot of people have that. But in the ancient times, dolls taught children about taking care of babies, maybe sewing if they had to sew a button on the doll. So they were like a social thing. And, dolls were sometimes the child's only toy would be a doll. Now, this is also another wand, by the way. This is Page of Wands, and there's a spirit, a fiery spirit child in this. We got the Seven of Wands. So this just means there's a crystal on top of here. Like, what if I don't want the spirit there? There's a crystal here. So I believe that we could use a crystal to get the spirit out. I don't have a crystal here to demonstrate it for you. There's one in the other room, but can I just ask the spirit to leave? Would that work? If I just say leave, would that work? I'm sorry, I keep knocking my camera off the stand. If I just ask the spirit to leave the doll, would it leave? I'm just asking. Oh God, it wouldn't like it. Maybe I would make it mad or sad or angry. Okay. Well, I have crystals, and I guess we could use whatever means you have to get the spirit out of there. I kind of want to ask, let's put that doll away. I kind of want to ask, do all dolls, or all dolls have a spirit inhabited in them? Is this like all dolls or just some dolls, or what's going on with that? So all dolls have the potential, because the ace card is my yes, but it also depends on the timing. So that makes me feel like that there's times when the dolls don't have spirits, because see the hourglass in here? So I think a lot of dolls maybe do have spirits. So what is it about dolls that draw spirits to them? What is it about dolls that draw spirits to them? These are all questions. I just have to know. What is it about dolls that spirits want to inhabit them? Here we go. The King of Pentacles. It makes them feel like they're in the physical again. Oh, I get it. So they find out they're in the spirit world. And if they're earthbound or whatever, and they're like, oh my God, I need some kind of form. And their last most comfortable form that they had was in a human body. So of course they're going to get themselves inside of a doll, because then they can peer out through the eyes and feel human. This is all about the human body. It emulates a human body. Yes, it sure does. And I have a cute little doll here. I think it's cute. Maybe. I don't know. I ordered it. It was called Life Size. And, obviously this is not Life Size doll. But I want to ask if this doll has a spirit attached to it. The eyes are closed on it. But I still want to ask. I want to ask if this doll has a spirit attached to it. Does this doll have any spirit attached to it? I'll be surprised, because this doll just kind of sits around. I don't have a lot of... Oh, God. Well, that's not very pleasant. That's a sword. See, I look for this. To me, spirits are air signs, which is swords, and fire, wands, which is spirit. So the swords and the wands of tarot for me, when I ask about spirits, are usually the spirit cards. Now, this one can't see. literally, it can't see. God, it makes me wonder if they really can peer out through the eyes. That's just weird, because this doll has its eyes closed, and this one's eyes are covered. It's like I can't see anything. Well, that's because your eyes are closed. You picked the doll that has closed eyes. Oh, here we go with the children. Wow, we're talking about dolls which children play with, and we get the children card. So this is incredibly interesting to me. Excuse me so much. All right, so we've established the fact that the spirits want to inhabit the dolls, because for whatever reason, they let them feel like they're in some kind of human form for whatever reason. And this is something that is very, very interesting, and it could be why a lot of people maybe don't like dolls, or they're afraid of dolls, and maybe this is why there's so many haunted dolls, because the spirits that go to the light, probably, why would they need to inhabit a doll? So I want to ask, is it the spirits that are earthbound? Is it the spirits that are earthbound that inhabit the dolls? Maybe that's why they have like this haunted type of feeling, because these spirits are wandering around, not, are these like lost spirits that haven't gone to the light that inhabit the dolls? And there we've got another child, and we got in a cemetery. Yeah, I feel like they're lost. I feel like the people are staring at them. They're walking around cemeteries. They don't know where they are. Yeah, this is a cemetery card, believe it or not. There's a cemetery there. Yeah, and then it's earthbound. They're looking for comfort. They're looking to be comforted. Oh God, I feel so bad for these. Why would we have a universe set up with a system like that where you could even have lost souls? I mean, I don't even understand what part of the grand scheme that plays in. So what does your average person need to know about the spirits that are inhabiting dolls? And I'm not saying every doll, okay? I'm sure there's dolls that are fine. They feel trapped. See, it's almost like this is ice or whatever, and the spirit is trapped in this doll, and it's almost like they don't even know. There's an outside world here, but it's almost like they're trapped inside the doll. They don't even know how to get out. They don't even know how to get out. Huh. They just they go into it, and then they feel like they're trapped. Oh, what's going on here? Yeah. Oh, back to the woman. Oh, she's trapped. Yeah, she's tied up. She's trapped. Oh my gosh. Well, you know what? Okay, I don't like to end on sad notes or things like that. So I'm going to ask, what is the most important thing that these spirits trapped in these dolls need? Like, what's the most important thing that these spirits trapped in these dolls? What's the most important thing that they need? Rest. Like rest in peace. This is like the rest in peace. They just want to be in peace. This is the in peace card. They want to be dead. They want to know they're dead. They want to know they're dead, and they want to be peace. They want to rest in peace. Is there anything people can do to help these dolls, the spirits, escape so they can go to the light and rest in peace? Is there anything people can do? I'm always kind of action-based. Wow, this looks like the river Styx, who guides people across, to the other side. And then we got this little child, and this person is moving them from a difficult situation into a better situation. See the little child there and the bumpy, rough waters? And then there's a guide. Guide them on. And this is, again, 2 swords. Guide them on to the light. Guide them on to the light. Huh. Well, that's our video for today. If you think of questions that I didn't think of, I would like you to, answer them or ask them in the comments, and I will attempt to answer them the best way I can. Other than that, I would like to thank you for joining my YouTube channel, and be sure to click like and subscribe for more videos, and I'll see you soon.